1900s, the Tunguska event, Siberia, Russia, June 30th, 1908. At 7:14 a.m., the sky above Siberia exploded. A fireball ripped through the atmosphere and detonated with the force of 1,000 Hiroshima bombs. 80 million trees were flattened. The blast was so powerful, it circled the globe twice. People in Europe read their newspapers at midnight by its strange glowing skies. But here's the twist. No crater, no meteorite, nothing. Only a wasteland of trees, toppled in a butterfly pattern. Some stripped bare of branches, but still standing upright, like giant matchsticks. When scientists finally reached the site, almost 2 decades later, they found no impact crater and no fragments. Witnesses had described the shock wave, tossing them from their feet 40 miles away. How could something so devastating vanish into thin air? Some argue it was a stony asteroid that vaporized before impact. Others suggest a comet, disintegrating in the atmosphere. More speculative minds have proposed antimatter annihilation, or even a miniature black hole passing through Earth. Each theory sounds wild, yet none fully explains the facts. Over a century later, the mystery remains unsolved. What do you think? Was Tunguska a natural event, or something far stranger? If you're hooked already, hit subscribe and ring the bell, because the deeper we go into these mysteries, the stranger they get. 1910s, the Flannan Isles lighthouse mystery, Scotland, December 1900. A supply ship arrived to find the lighthouse abandoned. 3 keepers gone. An overturned chair, a half-eaten meal, and one man's coat still hanging untouched. The clock had stopped. The last log spoke of storms. But why would a seasoned keeper walk into a gale without his gear? Why was the distress flag untied, as though it was their last desperate act? No bodies, no footprints, just silence on the lonely rock. Some say that the men were swept away by rogue waves. Others claim madness took them. Legends even suggest supernatural forces, the sea reclaiming its watchmen. This case inspired poems, songs, and even horror stories. Generations of sailors have whispered about the vanished keepers whenever the seas turn rough. It's not just a mystery, it's become a ghost story. If you're investigating, which theory would you believe? 1920s, the Hinterkaifeck murderers, Bavaria, Germany, March 31st, 1922. 6 bodies, a farmhouse in ruins, and the killer likely inside for days. The family had heard footsteps in their attic, found footprints leading in, but never out. Newspapers were delivered to their doorstep, though no one had purchased them. Then suddenly, slaughter. And yet, daily life appeared to continue on the farm. Livestock were fed, meals were cooked, smoke rose from the chimney, while corpses lay hidden in the barn. Whoever killed them didn't just murder, they stayed, they lived, they watched. Over 100 suspects were interrogated, but no answers. Some neighbors whispered it was a former lover of Victoria Gruber. Others thought that it was a drifter passing through, but evidence never pointed clearly to anyone. To this day, Hinterkaifeck remains one of Europe's most chilling unsolved murderers. Could you sleep at night knowing someone was walking in your attic? 1930s, Amelia Earhart's disappearance. Pacific Ocean, July 2nd, 1937. The most famous aviator of her time, gone without a trace. Her last transmission crackled over the radio. We are on the line, 157 through 337, running north and south. Then, silence. Did she crash and sink into the endless Pacific? Was she captured as a spy? Or did she survive stranded on some nameless island? For years after, radio operators claimed to hear a voice calling for help. A photograph seemed to show her alive, standing on a dock in the Marshall Islands. Bones discovered on a remote island were dismissed, then decades later, reanalyzed. They may have belonged to a woman of her size and build. More than 1,500 books have tried to solve it. Expeditions continue to this day, with teams scouring remote reefs and ocean floors. But the Pacific still guards its secret. Do you think Earhart survived, or vanished forever beneath the waves? 1940s, the Amber Room disappearance. Königsberg, Prussia, 1944. 6 tons of amber gold worth $500 million. The fabled 8th wonder of the world, stolen by Nazis, displayed in the castle, and then gone. Some say Allied bombs destroyed it. Others whisper that it lies hidden in bunkers, shipwrecks, or even sealed in tunnels. Treasure hunters who claim to know its whereabouts often died mysteriously before speaking. Russia built a replica, but the original, still missing. Somewhere 6 tons of glowing amber waits in the dark. Even now, expeditions hunt for it across Europe. Mines, caverns, lakes, and even beneath former Nazi headquarters. None have succeeded. If you could search anywhere in the world for the Amber Room, where would you look first? 1950, the Hopkinsville Goblin Encounter, Hopkinsville, Kentucky, August 21st, 1955. A bright object streaked down near a farmhouse. Soon after they appeared, small silver beings with glowing eyes, floating instead of walking. For 4 hours, they clawed at windows and crept across the roof. Witnesses claimed bullets bounced off with a metallic ping. When the terrified family fled, police found bullet holes, torn screens, and witnesses too shaken to be faking. Skeptics point to owls. The Sutton family swore otherwise, until the day they died. This wasn't just a family tale. 11 people claimed to witness the strange figures. Newspapers ran sensational headlines. The story became a foundation for alien folklore, inspiring films and books for decades. Be honest, if you saw glowing-eyed creatures outside your home, would you open fire or run? 1960s, the lead mask case, Brazil, August 20th, 1966. 2 electronics repairmen were found dead on a hill under mysterious circumstances. There were no wounds, no signs of struggle, and no theft. Bodies were found dressed in suits, their eyes covered with lead masks, possibly to protect themselves from something unseen. Besides them, a cryptic note that read, 1630, be at agreed place. 1830, ingest capsules. After effect, protect metals await signal mask. Locals reported strange lights in the sky. Investigators discovered the men had recently purchased the lead and consulted a woman who claimed to speak with beings from other planets. Some believe they joined a UFO cult. Others think that they fell victim to radiation experiments or poisoned themselves in a misguided ritual. No cause of death was ever confirmed. Their money and valuables remained untouched, as if robbery had never been the motive. What do you think the signal they were waiting for really was? 1970s, Bermuda Triangle fever, Atlantic Ocean. The 1970s, planes vanished, ships drifted with crews missing, and compasses spun wildly without explanation. At least, that's what the books, movies, and headlines screamed. The most famous, Flight 19, 5 Navy bombers that disappeared mid-mission. A rescue plane sent after them vanished too. Everything looked strange, the leader's last words echo. Then, silence. While science attributed these events to human error, storms, and mechanical failure, popular culture in the 1970s embraced the mystery with fascination. The Bermuda Triangle became the decade's great obsession, a symbol of mysteries that refused to die. Best-selling paperbacks, documentaries, and talk shows fueled the craze. Tourists bought triangle maps as souvenirs. Some airlines adjusted their routes, possibly influenced by the triangle's notoriety. Do you believe the triangle is just bad weather and bad luck, or something more sinister? 1980s. The Devil's Kettle, Waterfalls, Minnesota. USA, 1980s. A river splits. One half flows like any other. The other disappears, vanishing into a hole called the Devil's Kettle, never reappearing downstream. Scientists dropped dye, ping pong balls, even GPS trackers. Nothing emerged. The geological makeup of the bedrock did not support the presence of caves. No underground springs explained it. Half a river, simply gone. Local folklore described the kettle as bottomless, or a doorway to another world. Visitors tossed objects into the hole, only for them to vanish forever. Even in the 2010s, new studies tried to explain it away, but none satisfied the public's imagination. For decades, the Devil's Kettle has remained one of nature's most stubborn riddles. If you could drop anything into the Devil's Kettle to test it, what would you choose? 1990s. The Phoenix Lights, Arizona, USA. March 13th, 1997. A V-shaped formation of lights, larger than a football field, drifted silently across the desert sky. Thousands saw it. Stars vanished behind its shape. Hours later, another wave, lights hovering over Phoenix, glowing for more than an hour, filmed and broadcasted worldwide. The military said flares, but witnesses swore they saw structured craft, immense and silent. Even the state's governor admitted later on that he believed it was otherworldly. The Phoenix Lights remained one of the most documented UFO sightings in history. Hundreds of testimonies, dozens of videos, and yet no conclusive proof. Some call it the ultimate mass sighting. Others think that it was one of the best executed cover stories of the century. What do you think? Massive alien craft, or the world's most convincing flares? From skies that exploded to lights that silenced the desert, the 20th century was haunted by mysteries that refused to be solved. Despite all of our technology, all our discoveries, we still don't know what happened to Amelia Earhart, or where half a river disappears into the earth. Perhaps that's why these stories grip us so tightly. They remind us that even in the age of science and satellites, some truths remain out of reach. The world still whispers secrets into the dark. And maybe, just maybe, the next great mystery is already unfolding, waiting for us to notice. Which of these mysteries do you think will be solved first? Drop theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and share this video.